and around the corner, it's the David Bowers Awards, bringing the best in indie music to millions of listeners worldwide with your host, the David Bowers. We've got a fantastic lineup of guests, as well as our engineer extraordinaire, Nick the Geek, our entire crew here at the Asylum, and me. I'm John Bon Jovial. And now, here's the voice of indie music, the David Bowers.
Well, thank you very much there, John Bon Jovial, the legendary John Bon Jovial, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, listeners all over the world. Hello and welcome once again to the David Bowers Awards. We're here on Blog Talk Radio, as well as WRFZ 106.3 FM in Rochester, New York, our broadcast affiliate, Rochester Free Radio. Also on 365 Radio Network, Spreaker, iTunes, and an internet device near you. Remember, this is the show where each and every show is an award show, because there are so many award shows. We figured, why not make every show an award show? And that makes each of our guests automatic award winners. No phony nominating committees, no pretend balloting, just simple awards. And thank you also to our The David Bowers Awards award-winning Titty Bingo, our house band. They provide our theme music and often stop by to present us with some of their new music. They do some great rock and roll, so be sure to check them out on their website, tittybingo.com. Their most recent album was Rock and Roll, and their newest single, Homework, is out and available everywhere. Check them out. They have a really unique website you get a kick out of and have a lot of fun while you're at it. TittyBingo.com. It's always time to play Titty Bingo. John Bon Jovial, welcome aboard for another weekly go-round.
Another week of fun, frivolity, mirth, merriment, and various other assorted sundry items. Before I forget, though, I do want to, even though I know it was a few days back, still want to talk about Greg Allman, which is just a huge loss, and very saddened by that. And we here at the David Bowers Awards want to send along our condolences to the Allman family, to the band, the roadies, everybody that kept the music going, and losing Greg is just a sad thing, and so young. He was only 69 years old too. We will be having a little later on a bit of a tribute, if you will, to Greg Allman. I'm not going to tell you more about it because I don't want to blow the surprise, but yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that, David, but I think I've brought us right up to the edge before falling over.
Very well said, and thank you very much. Yes, we do have a tribute to Greg Allman that'll be coming up with one of our later guests, and you'll be sure not to want to miss that. It's a special song, and that'll be coming up later in the show. And today we do have a lot of music, so let's get right to it. Remember, if you've got someone or something you think deserves an award, email David at thedavidbowers.com and put awards in the subject line. Don't forget, tweet your comments at hashtag TDBA. Who are this week's award winners, John Bon Jovial?
Well, this week, coming up on the David Bowers Awards, we've got Wild Horse, and we've also got the Dan Lawson Band. And we've got some great music coming up here on the David Bowers Awards, so I will let you do the introduction there, sir.
Well, thank you very much there, John Bon Jovial. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a little electro rock here. Coming up first, we have a group that, well, we're not going to get into a lot of detail about these artists. They do some electronic rock and roll, and we're going to let their music speak for themselves. First, we have an artist who calls himself Robo Cocky, and a song called Monkey Bars.
You home, made a wrong turn a few streets ago. Take a walk on my lazy bones, fingerprints in case you get lost. Say my name loud, I love the way it sounds in your mouth. Draw the shade, shadows play.
You're listening to the David Bowers Awards, and if you're an artist who'd like to have your music featured on our show, please write us at david@thedavidbowers.com.
And there you have Monkey Bars by Robotaki, who is a 20-year-old out of Canada, and we're doing a little EDM here, a little electronic dance music this week. That was a little more down-tempo than some of the stuff. John Bon Jovial, what'd you think?
Well, I like the tune. I like some of the production values in it. But as you well know, and I think our audience knows that's been listening to us for a while, I have a real problem with auto-tune. I've never liked it, and I would like to hear Robotaki sing without using it. And hopefully he really does have as good a voice as the song comes off as showing us. But, there is that auto-tune in there, and auto-tune can make an elephant sound good. So I don't know. I mean, I like the song. It's a nice song, but I wish that some of these young musicians would rely on their God-given talent and not not a synthesizer.
I agree with you 100% there, and sadly, I think we're going to see more and more of the electronics, the auto-tune, and the electronic implementation and augmentation. And, while I can accept music artists going into new areas and exploring new techniques and the plethora of technology that's available to them, I think it also it behooves them to hold on to the original, to the mainstream, the original music that you actually produce yourself rather than producing totally electronically. It's one thing if you're using electronic instruments, which we've come to grow into and accept, like electronic guitars. I remember when you could use an electronic guitar on the Grand Ole Opry. But
sure.
I don't believe in auto-tuning your voice. It's nice. I think, even you and I could go out and record a song and probably sound like we could sing.
We're in sync on that, that's for sure. I mean, you can take, even somebody like Rob Parisi in Wild Cherry, when they did play that funky music, White Boy, I mean, there was so much synthesis in that, except the voice work.
Right.
The voice work, that was all him.
It's one thing to use electronics as an instrument. I think it's quite another thing to use that to make your voice something that it isn't.
Absolutely.
All right.
What do we got next?
That said, we move on to our next new indie release. This is by a young man known. It seems to be a guys' week on the show. We had almost all ladies here a few weeks ago, and today we've got all guys on here. Right now, we're going to hear from a guy named Lucien Dante, and this is called Brainheart.
You make me feel love when I kiss you, like my heart is turning into my brain. My heart is a rising star, and my head is heaven. Look at my body purpose when I touch you, purpose in my body ready to embrace the love that my nature is. I don't need no refuge. This is my main heart calling out. Yeah, I don't need no refuge. You make my everything my vision, like a glacier rising through the ocean. In my veins, like a spider's web is my legacy. I'm so fortunate to have unfortunate you.
you go. Lucien Dante. And Lucien is interesting here, he is a Los Angeles-based, Chicago-born, Germany-refined vocalist, musician, producer, and multimedia artist, too. He's always been attentive to mastering his own craft, and he relies on his own skills, does most of his production himself. And I kind of like that song. While it is EDM, it's electro dance music, it's a bit alternative, and it's got a little drive to it. It's got a little make you want to get up and go. I like that. John?
Yeah, it does. It's got some drive to it, but like you and I were talking on the closed circuit before the song ended, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Enya, some of the voice work